Jay, I am Josh from Montana. Tell Father Deacon hello. I'm struggling to forgive somebody. Yeah, I think I just saw your other super chat. Forgiveness seems like one of the things that's hardest to do when you're betrayed. It is. He says, I'm 5 months sober. That's great. Well, remember, uh, time is also a factor here, right? So forgiving people is not just like kind of psyching yourself up to do it on the spot, but it's going to take time. Um, for example, I didn't have the best dad. And when I was in my 20s, I had a lot of anger at my dad over him not being a very good dad, right? When we were younger. So I realized, though, at one point, I think I was about age 29. And I remember thinking one day, I was driving around in my car and I was mad at him about something. And he said something smart aleck or something. I don't remember what it was. And I remembered, you know what? Like all throughout my 20s, I've been mad at my dad. And I'm always mad. I'm always mad. He doesn't seem to be too bothered by it. So I realized this is actually just getting to me. Like, I'm not getting to him because I'm mad at him. It's not he doesn't care. It's just not bothering him. And that's when I realized, like, actually, I want to be free from being stuck in anger at him. I'm not trying to be full Jesse Lee Peterson here, right? But in a Jesse Lee Peterson sense, I had to forgive my dad. And if you put things into perspective and you think, well, you know what? Actually, I feel bad for my dad, right? And especially now that he's in bad health, like I can look and feel empathy and sorrow, and I don't even remember the bad times, right? Whatever the bad times might have been. And they were not like super bad. Like my dad was not some horrible person, but not the best dad, but in time that's all been forgiven and we've moved past all that. And I love my dad and I thank him for the good things that he did do and the ways that he did, help me to see what it is to be a man and to be, to grow up out of certain immaturities. And so in many ways there were positive things. If you focus on those things and focus on, let's say you had a wife and she betrayed you and she ran off with somebody and all this kind of stuff, and you're struggling to forgive that. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that's your situation. I don't know what your comment doesn't say. I'm just using it as example. Um, in 5, 10 years, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, man, I was way better off than, had I stayed with her. Just think of all the worst situations I could have been in had I stayed with her, right? In other words, if somebody's going to leave you that flippantly and mistreat you that much, why would you want to be with somebody like that? I don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with me. I remember, okay, let me think back to when I was 20. My girlfriend, when I was 20, she just up and dumped me. And we were serious for a couple years. I thought, we were talking about marriage. I was thinking about a ring. And then she just like up and went off with some musician in Nashville. And I was hurt for, I don't know, 6 months. I was sad about that. And then the more mature I got as I got through my 20s, when I look back, and I'm not dissing her, but we're trying to pick her out. I'm not going to say who she was, but I mean, she ended up having a lot of really bad failed relationships right after me. So looking back, I'm like, man, I dodged a bullet. And at the time, I couldn't understand, like, why is this not working? Why is this not working? Well, I was an idiot 20-year-old, but still, like, it didn't make sense. And I was like, I've done all the things I'm supposed to do. I'm being the nice, kind dude, and I'm, preparing to try. None of that mattered because we're young idiots, first of all. But uh, I didn't think, well, wait a minute, why do I want to so obsessively be with somebody who doesn't like me? And then it dawned on me by age 29, same principle with my dad. Like, I'm not getting to these people by holding and harboring resentment and anger. They're bothering me. So when you're able to let all that go, and that's I think partly a gift of grace, like, and you put it into perspective and you look back and you're like, you know what, I'm not mad at those people. I'm not. I you can be free from that stuff, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm doing a little bit of Jesse Lee Peterson because, that's what forgiveness is to let all that go and to see them through the lens of, you know what? I actually want those people. I want the best for those people. I want him, to do well and to have peace in his last days. Talking about my dad in this case, right? For that girl that dumped me a long time ago, I hope that she finds a guy that she, can be with and that she has a good relationship and, finds her way to a happy, healthy, flourishing life, finds her way to Christ, all that kind of stuff. I want the best for her. And years later, you'll be able to say that. You won't even think about this stuff, right? Also, stopping drinking helps too. Like if you drink a lot and that's going to make you dwell on this stuff and you're going to be all sad and crying and weeping, and quit drinking for 5, 10 years. And by the way, if you quit drinking for 5 years and then you drink, don't drunk call your exes. That's retarded. You just got to move past all this stuff. Grow up, move past it. It's that simple. Go ahead.
Also pre-sup your girlfriend beforehand.
Yeah, pre-supper, and then she'll leave you, and you'll never see her again. That's an easy way to get girlfriends out of your life. It's pre-supping. Um, but for again, like FDA always says this, right? Forgiveness is actually more so for you because you're not going to track that person down and get them to forgive, most likely. So that's not pacifism, right? People are confusing being a doormat and some sort of stupid Mennonite Anabaptist pacifist heresy with you having interior forgiveness in your heart, which doesn't mean exterior being a doormat, right? People confuse all these things. They think they're the same thing. They're not.